Dating confessions. This is about the truth. What are men and women's dating strategies? What is their experience? What upsets them? What makes them tick? People don't talk about it, but we will. And in the process, we're going to learn a lot. It's really important to understand what the other side of the fence is thinking, to maybe learn from, but also learn to be aware. So, dating confessions. Enjoy. Okay, I have a lozenge in my mouth, so excuse me, and I'm going to clear my throat many times. So we're going to go through, in dating confessions, our impressions. So this is a person that I went on a date with, and I just learned something that is I'm distraught about it. It is very disturbing about me, and I'm very sad about it, but I will make changes. Okay, so.
So sorry.
So I messaged this gentleman, and I'm looking at his profile right now, and what was great is I love bullets. It was very organized, and it gave me snippets of many parts of his life, and just a number of interests, and it was playful, easy to read, and let's see. God, I have better information to say. But anyways, that's what it is. So it was playful, it was intelligent, and he talked about what he was passionate about, and I think that's so important, and has bullets of 8 things he's really passionate about in his work. So that was kind of fun. Okay, so I wrote to you first. So what was your impression?
You did. I was surprised because I had visited your site. I mean, just like I put in my message, I was like, I looked at your profile and I thought, I like this girl. I mean, she's cute. She's got it going on, and she's like peppy. So I thought, and I did a little bookmark, boop, and but I was, I did it. Saved it.
So when you had bookmarked me ahead of time and had seen me a couple times, then when my email came through, what did you think?
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, actually before it came out, I saw the little, because I had bookmarked you and it popped up saying that you had logged in, and because I had just changed some stuff on my thing, and I was like, oh, that girl's on that, and but I didn't. Anyway, so yeah, and then you sent a message, and I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, well, because it was it was a little premature for me, because I was kind of trying to I was trying to get back into dating with some of the other girls, so that I remember what I'm doing and how to date. And then I was going to go to my big bucket of people that I actually want to go on dates with, which you were one of them, And but then you sent me a message, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not ready yet.
I'm still practicing.
Still practicing.
Getting the training wheels.
Yeah, I got my training wheels. I'm still trying to get back into dating, so luckily, I was really nervous because I was worried that I'd be like some kind of not a great date for you.
I wrote to you maybe 50 words, something like that. What were you thinking from this email? I have it right here.
Okay. Yeah. I like that you call me 3D because
don't
disregard. That's not the whole name. So. But yeah, I thought it was playful and it was fun, and but I was flattered. I mean, that you were so kind about what I wrote, because I.
Whoa! What?
Because
you wrote on your profile.
Yeah, I mean, because I take a lot of time to write the right thing, and I revisit what I've written quite a bit to make sure and think of it in terms of what are other people thinking when they read this, and try to put myself in their shoes, and so. To have somebody recognize that, I was like, oh, thank you. Because I do make an effort, because it is important for me to, when I'm dating, I want to put my, I want to do it right. I don't want to just throw it out there.
And he had, I guess I didn't mention this, but he had a lot of data out there, enough because so many guys have their selfie shots and their shirts off, and I love to eat and go to movies and be playful and some other stupid things. And so he didn't have that, but he showed how he was playful, showed how he's passionate about what he likes, and also put out there, hey, I'm not a 12th man, It's like, yay!
I tried to word that right so that it was funny and insulting at the same time because I don't care. Like 12th man is all over this place. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't care.
Okay, so I'm with you. So with his message, and I want to say it was probably 900 words. It was awesome. I was like, oh my gosh! It's very exciting to get an email that has words. And I clearly said that, read that he read my profile, could relate to it, had questions about it, and because in my short email, I did give some conversation pieces that he can play off of, because I'm kind like that.
You did.
And he did, and more, and it was well written, and you could see his personality come through. So I was like, yeah, sweet, and kind of what I expect, because you're intelligent from your profile, and so you would be. So then, what happened?
Well, yeah, but I mean, because it was right there when I was trying to find out information on how to write well and how to write a good message, and then yours came up, and you hit every single point spot on, like how to write nicely, how to touch on the thing, how to keep it within a certain amount of word count. It was amazing. I was like, this is perfect. But yeah, so
okay, so then I wrote back to you. I did say dorky. Yes, you are. But I also said this is the longest email I've received, and it's very flattering because you can tell the effort, and I love that. More data, the better.
That's my motto. The more info, the better. I love information.
Which is not probably for anybody else, by the way. Probably.
It should be.
Okay, so then I wrote back to you, and then let's see. I'm sorry, this is getting a little slow. Sorry, but
it's good. It's good for people to understand the recount.
So you wrote back to me, and then I said, yes, I'm in. I'm sold.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. And
because you've messaged with people for sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, girls. They will try to do all sorts of long messages, and they're like, I'm not ready. Let's message for like a week or 2 weeks, and I was like, oh
or
my
year.
God. Oh yeah, the one girl for a year. And she never messaged back. That was just a playful thing though.
All right.
It was fun.
So then I gave you.
Yeah.
And then I gave my
and you
number.
dropped your number, and I was like, wow, great, she's serious about going. Normally I have to like coax them out like a little bunny. Okay, let's go out. Do you want to go out? Is it okay? What's your number? I'm trying not to be creepy and I'm not to make any big sudden moves, but And so most girls are, and then they're like, okay, I guess. And you were just like, boom, here's my number, and I was like, thank you. So yeah, and then I called. I called the number, and I got your answer machine.
And so what did you...
I called moments after you said the thing. I was like, boom. I picked up my phone. I dialed, and I listened to your message machine, and it gave me all your website stuff. So, of course, curious.
But you thought it was Jolene Giant.
Jolene the Giant. And of course. All sorts of things go to mind. What is this? What is this Jolene Giant?
And then I asked you. Then I called you back before, immediately, kind of. And then you're like, Jolene the Giant. How did you find out more about me? Because it wasn't Jolene the Giant.
Yeah. And, because it mentioned a couple sites that you had acquired and stuff. So I was like, yeah. So then so I Googled. And I started to look, because I was like, hey, the more info, the better.
Right. So what did you Google?
And so because I searched for Jolene Giant, and I got a number of things, but you weren't on there. There was some saucy action stuff, but I didn't find you. So I specified Jolene Giant Seattle, and then your stuff came up.
Do you remember which one you saw first?
I don't remember. I think it was Facebook, though, the one that I was like, I clicked on it and it said Jolene Jang, and video, blah, 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 all the, Seattle single. And I was like, oh, this is the girl. This is totally the girl. And so I was clicking
single
on
in
things.
Seattle.
I was watching the videos, and I was just like, Thank you. So much nicer to see your video, to see what your expressions are, how you talk, and so much better than, because like your photos are awesome. Like, you're very pretty. You've got your shit together, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
But then to see you talk and to interact, I was just like, I wish everybody had those on their profiles. Oh my gosh. So even though you weren't, I don't know, on there to you were on there just interviewing somebody, I think. But I was just like, oh, this is awesome.
Now, tell me what you told me earlier.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
Oh,
about
your typos.
Yeah, about my typos.
So when she messaged me, there were a lot of typos, and so I because of the way it was worded, I thought she had a really thick accent. And I was like,
oh,
and I was, and to watch the videos, I was like, oh my gosh, there's no accent at all. She speaks perfect English. Like, it was a shocker. So, but I've had people ask me that though before. They're like, "Is English your first?"
Don't worry about it.
And
that
I'm
has
like,
not happened to you. But I will say that this last year, I've had so many typos. Well, certainly on these online dating sites, I write it. I don't read it. It's done. But in my posts, I've had some comments. Like a friend of mine was like, "Oh yeah, you should edit those." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then this person who I don't know, who's a stranger, is like you should go back to school. You need to learn how to. You don't know English. You know.
That's so mean.
And I'm like, who are you? But thanks for their advice, because I should edit. I should before I post it. And a lot of times I'll be at a stoplight and I'll do voice to text. Also, anyways,
voice to text is so bad.
But plenty of times that I'm typing it and I just don't read it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's got to be like the most embarrassing, truthful thing ever. No, wait to hear though. Right?
But that's my first impression. These are the first impressions, and that's
Yeah.
what happens if you misspell something.
Yeah. Yep. So
There's a
and leave
lot
out
of
words,
misspelling
and
out there.
Okay, zip it. Okay. Well, I'm
on all the profiles.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so much.
Okay, so then I know that you saw other videos besides the one. Now you're seeing several videos before we meet. What are your thoughts? Because some people may wonder, well, Jolene, single in Seattle, people are probably not going to go out with you because they'll be scared that you're going to have a secret video camera you talk about.
Oh, I was worried about that, yeah. I was like, and in fact, I showed my friend, I was at work, I was like, oh my gosh, she's got a whole video blog. I'm like, I'm going to turn out on the web somewhere on a secret camera that she's going to wear on our date or something. I have no idea. I was thinking that, but you're not like that at all. You're totally nice and
he
kind.
did say, but then I saw more videos. You said something. You're like, I'm fine. She's
No, because you're legit. I mean, you do your stuff, and you're not like the inside scoop of the drama of dating, and it wasn't like that. You were very above board and very straightforward and straight shooter.
Because that was cool because. For the, let's see, I've gone on 27 dates, 16 men, and anybody could Google me, fun specialist, and just find me. Like, it's that easy. Or if they just, because I don't have my name on there, but fun specialist would do it, but nobody has done that yet. And nobody, to be honest, almost nobody has asked me what I do. Maybe there's been 3.
Your profile says enough to give you an idea.
Well, it says exactly what I do, yeah. But nobody gets that because it's kind of a new thing. But so I think now I like the idea of before we even meet, maybe to give them my website, because I think it's interesting. It's kind of that social experiment where I wonder, because there's I think of 3 of you or more who know about my my videos and things and are impressed by them or something, and I think that's really cool because I need somebody who's confident and also who's proud of me and who knows that I am very public and I share what I feel. So I think that I'll start probably sharing my website maybe even earlier.
Yeah.
Because there are probably some people who can be freaked out by it. Maybe, but I don't know.
Hopefully not, because because people, it shows a side of you and a personality there that is
consistent?
good. It's consistent with what you're saying on your profile. It's like, I'm this kind of person. I'm a motivator. I do this and I do that, and it's just like, oh, that makes perfect sense, and it's nice to know. It's nice to see. I don't know. I mean, because I like the information. I like to know who I'm gonna go out with, and it didn't dissuade me at all. I was like, oh yeah, girl's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there was a couple of things you were talking about. Oh, let's talk about what you see. Are we done with me? I think we're done with me.
On dating.
Well, of our meeting, I think we're.
Oh yeah. Oh, because when we were playing pool, I was talking about my training wheels thing, but we already mentioned that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
Silly stuff.
Yeah, I think so. I think our little segment of this person and myself, I think we're done. But can you tell us about what you've learned so far? For example, like your expectations of the people that you meet.
I mean, I trust their profiles, right? I try to trust their profiles, even though I find that they are not always accurate. I mean, but I'd like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and that they are trying to portray themselves right. But I mean, like, oh my gosh, like photos. I mean, almost every time they're like, with the. What is it? I mean, the weight, right? I mean, some girls are chubby, and they're, and I understand nobody's perfect, but pretty much every girl is at least like 20 pounds more than what their pictures show. And so, are they being deceptive? Are they showing just the right photos? Or I don't know, because those are the photos that are getting me to want to see them and want to meet them. But then and so I kind of have gotten into the habit of just, as soon as I see a girl and I just online and I think this is a girl I want to meet, I just picture her 20 pounds heavier and say, now is she still the kind of person I want to meet? Because that's the girl I'm going to meet in real life, not the girl in the photo.
Except for yours truly, brother.
Boom.
Huh.
Yeah, you were smoking. I was like, that picture with the pool table. It was awesome.
Oh.
She's yeah.
I took
How this girl is single, I have no idea.
So I had the pool stick, did a little trick shot with your encouragement.
She was doing it, and I pulled out my phone to take a shot of it because it was hot.
Good. I don't know that it was hot, but it was tricky, so that's cool.
Yes.
Nice. So what other things have you, like with expectations of the people online? So photos, what are also different things you've discovered?
Oh, I mean, there's always the trends, like the trends that you see that everybody else wants to be like each other. Like you'll see, like this person says that they're into travel, so then everybody has to say they're into travel. Well, if you ask them, where have you traveled? I love traveling, but it turns out none of them do. They're just like, oh, well, I'll go on a road trip.
California.
Once or twice in a year, and
Vegas.
Maybe. And it's like, what I like travel, like it was a passion. No, not really. It's like, but they want to say it because other people are saying it, and they're gonna get outmaneuvered, in their dating, so they want to spice it up with their profile, and I don't know. I mean, some of the girls that they really go into how they're healthy and they're eating, vegetarian, and they're eating all sorts of healthy stuff, and then I meet them and I'm like, how many carrots are you eating? It's I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I think that for the most part, I mean, you can tell right away though too, like how intellectual they are. I mean, like even just today, I read one girl's profile. I was like, wow. I mean, she's very intellectual, and turns out she's a teacher too, and she's like, blah blah blah, and I go into and I'm like, great, but very different, very precise way of speaking in her profile's language, and other people are just like they kind of do it like me, like a little haphazard, a little thrown together, and try to bullet point it and stuff, but it may look like that, but obviously I take a lot of time on mine. I really try to make it simple, boom, 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 and just here are the things. But some people try to do that without the thought behind it, and so it just doesn't come out very clear. They're just like, they come out kind of bitchy. I don't know, like a really rough, like abrupt,
Interesting. I took a peek at the women that he can see on OkCupid, and there's a lot of pretty girls. I was guessing that there weren't.
No, there's a lot. There's a it's a great place.
I mean, I was just like, really. I was like, oh, okay. There's a lot of...
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about your emails, because they are crafted. They are.
Yeah.
So what goes into it?
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So because of what I do, I mean, for a living, I'm an artist, and we'll keep it there. But and so like I'm a little more. I want to be, I take my time and I want to make it right. I want it to be a work of art, basically. That's the same method I do for things that I do. So when I try to type it up, I try to think, all right, who is this girl? What is she? And I try to think it out beforehand and really type it up. And that's usually why I go way over the limit of what I should type, because I type way more words.
First of all, for somebody like me, that's like so awesome, so flattering. All the thought that goes into it. So I don't know about the other people, but certainly I'm like, that's the best. And
that's a mixed response. One girl was like, she said, "Hey, you seem nice. Tell me about yourself." And I was like, boom. And I asked her a bunch of questions and, this and that and playful. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, so many questions. Never mind." That was the response. And I was just like, "Oh, are you kidding me? You like, well, I guess that's not going to happen." So like, I try to like cut it back a little.
Well, okay.
So like, I'm not like being overbearing, because I'm quite a soft-spoken guy. Like I'm not like a jerk or anything. Like, but I'm enthusiastic and I want to know about people and so.
Okay, I would say I'm like, oh my gosh, can't believe she said that. But when you get an email when they message you and they don't say anything, they don't give you any fodder and nothing to go on. No. Then I would just probably give them maybe one or two things to give them a little bait to see if they have anything going on up here.
Yeah.
So you don't waste your time.
Oh yeah, because I'm very aware if it looks like a form email like that they've sent out to 100 other guys, and there's nothing specific in it. It's just like, "Hey, what you doing? Blah blah blah." I'm like, "Nope." Sorry.
How was your weekend?
Yeah.
How's your day going?
Yeah. No. Those kind of conversations kill me.
All right. Well, I don't know. Is there anything that you would like to share with us that would help?
No, I think the seeing your videos it kind of changes my mind about what the dating site. I know that some dating sites have like videos and stuff.
Really?
But well, at least on video, on movies and stuff, they do. And
well, that was single.
I think that they should.
Single in Seattle, the movie, or singles. I think. But.
Singles? I don't know. Like, I mean, because, like, there is so much more that comes out in personality, in articulation, and because the way that I type is way different than I am in person as far as, like, my vocabulary changes and the way that I say things. I emphasize or whatever. But if I'm typing, I feel like I'm kind of boring, like, when I'm typing.
Nope.
But,
By the way, he's kerfuffle and... Yep. Hive and a hive of.
Oh, because I was talking about the dating pool of all the. Well, it's like, because everybody's in transition. It's like a really big intersection. Everybody's trying to get past each other and pair off and then go back out to the peaceful suburbs to live their nice romantic lives. But in the mix, oof, kerfuffle.
Well, many interesting discoveries. I was sharing with you.
You almost said my name.
I did not. I was going to say my friend, date person. Mm-hmm. With my guest, that it is pretty freeing to share things. Like I shared with you, I just discovered that he thought I was a foreign-born who doesn't speak English, right? And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, I can't. That's so embarrassing. But the thing is, all of you all know that I have so many typos when I post and everything. So you're like, yeah, somebody finally told her. And if you don't tell me, I can't do anything about it. So, and I'm a feedback magnet, so please do help me. But anyways, dating confessions. Thank you, sir, person.
To learn more about Single in Seattle, subscribe here.